excited to be back in Lumberjack Arena and to play these last two regular season games on our schedule. First being with Cal State LA, obviously on Thursday, and then San Marcos, on Saturday. Thursday is a special evening as we are celebrating Black History Month on Thursday, which we are calling our Blackout Night, which we're encouraging all fans to be sure to wear black that particular night. And then Saturday, of course, is our last home game, so it'll be our senior night. We have one senior that we will be honoring, Sharon Roldan, so that'll be a special night for her. We're going to have our hands full, and we certainly got to give them our best punch, so to speak, to give us a chance to be in the game and to have some success. Cal State LA they're going to play fast offensively. They're a very aggressive team on both ends of the floor, both offensively and defensively. We're going to have to match, if not exceed, their intensity. And we're just going to have to, as always, be efficient on the defensive end. And they're also a very good offensive rebounding team. So there's certain areas that we're going to be discussing here more in the next 48 hours of what we feel their strengths are and what can we do to try to limit those areas. Extremely important. I mean, this is something that I'm really passionate about. Unfortunately, we celebrated 1 month out of the year. But, I think this is, I know for myself, every day before we start practice in the month of February, I either bring up a quote or a fact, something to do with the Black history, just to give knowledge to our girls and to educate them. And I think we would all be selling ourselves and our players short if we didn't have conversations this month, just in regards to acknowledging the sacrifices that African Americans have made over the year, along with the achievements that they've accomplished. And I think this is an opportunity to have some also tough conversations, address the prejudices that are out there in society, and just really have a engaged conversation that we continue to do, not only from an educational standpoint, but also celebrating, like I said, the achievements. And I'm really excited for Thursday night. The Emoji Center on campus is going to be really, really involved in their activities before the game. Halftime, both in our men's games and our women's games. So it should be a fun-filled night, and hopefully we get a message across to the fans and the community at the same time. My mindset is 110% every game, whether we're in, out, what the future holds. As far as we know, these are our last two regular season games, and I'm not approaching it any differently than I did the first game of the season, and I don't expect our girls to either. I've told them all year that it's one game at a time, and unfortunately we haven't put ourselves in a position to be in the conference tournament, but that doesn't mean that we don't come out, we don't compete, and we don't play hard and execute in the scout and all of those things. Those are my expectations of them for sure today and tomorrow, and prepping for Cal State LA. And I would be disappointed if we did anything less than that. Not even just the experience of them in conference play, but as I've mentioned throughout the year, every single one of our players, outside of Sharon, had never played Division II basketball before. So whether they are freshmen or junior college transfers, this was a new experience for everybody. And obviously, due to last year being COVID and for our particular program, we did not compete. This was their first time getting their feet wet, seeing what the CC2A and preseason, for that matter, what the competition and the level of competition is at this in Division II, and in particular in the CC2A. And I mean, you got to come every single night. And, due to a lot of different reasons, we've got a number of kids who have played really, really high minutes this year. And hopefully that's encouraging, that they've gotten the experience that we can build on ending this year. And obviously we got to fill a lot of pieces to the puzzle, so to speak, with the upcoming recruiting class. But hopefully this is the beginning of building for next year. And, Sharon embodies, and we joke about this within our team, but I say it wholeheartedly and very serious, that Sharon embodies what we believe in just from a work ethic standpoint alone. Sharon is an extremely hard worker, both on the court, in the weight room, in the classroom. Her success is self-motivated. Her success comes from self-discipline. And that's just what she puts into everything that she does. And, I tell the team all the time, as a coach, it's very comforting to know kind of what you're going to get from players. And we've wavered from that at times this year with certain individuals just not knowing really what to expect from an effort level. On the contrary, as I always say, I always know what I'm going to get from Sharon. She's going to give 100% every single time she steps foot on that floor. And that's something that I think she's been a great example to for the rest of the girls, just from a work ethic standpoint, and something that we hope to spread throughout the team. Lastly about Sharon, I'm just She's also very good academically and takes her school very, very serious. She's been accepted into California Baptist University into their master's program. She hopes to be a physical therapist one day down the road, and she's really taken the necessary steps to put herself in that position. I'm just really proud of everything she does. She carries herself very maturely, and she has represented our university in first class manner, no question.
It's always good to get a chance to play at home, especially in front of our crowd who's been so supportive throughout the year. And it's a great time for Amari to get recognized for his 4 years here and his dedication to the program. He has another year eligibility moving forward as well. So we look forward to having him back, but he'll graduate this spring. So in case something unforeseeable happens, we'd like to get him on it and for all his hard work. I'll give it to you in a nutshell. He's the only holdover from the last regiment that's here. And he's a special talent. He's a very selfless young man who has done everything I've asked him to do throughout his career here. He's an excellent student in the classroom. He's a good leader off the floor. I always tell my guys, I want to have student athletes that blend in with the wood. He's an excellent example of what it is to be a student athlete here at Cal Poly Humboldt. I think it's great. It's an important part of history, and the fact that the athletic department and the institution in whole is doing something to honor that is excellent. So I can't be more excited just to see the diversity of the university and its unification in Black History Month. I want to see continued growth. As a program, we want to get better each and every game, each and every opportunity we get to compete against someone else. We want to make sure that we're growing, from a philosophical standpoint and what we're trying to do, and just individually. I think that we haven't had the success that sustained the success that we started with at the beginning of the year for whatever reasons. But we got a great group of guys coming back, like you alluded to earlier. We got some young talent here that it's my job and my staff's job to help maturate that talent and get them better. So with these competitions and these opportunities to play, it's our job to make sure that we continue to grow and get better with each and every game. Well, here's the deal. 1 year ago today, we didn't even have the opportunity to really compete in a full schedule, let alone a CCAA schedule. So it's the opportunity to be able to play these games and compete each week is something that our guys are blessed to be a part of. I want to thank the athletic administration for being able to get us on the court. So I'm pleased that we utilize sports we understand sport is an important aspect in these young men's lives. I can't be, as a coach, it's not so much the adversity. We have some adversity this year, whether we lost guys due to injury or we dismissed some guys because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. But what I look to really define success is how well they compete. And the effort has been there. The results haven't been there, but the effort, the willingness to care, the selflessness as a unit, and the ability to stick together throughout this adversity. And it's about, how you rebound back from it. So I'm proud of the young men that's in the program and my staff for continuing to do everything they could to go out there and be, put out a respectable product, whether that's competing or representing the university in a first-class manner. It was great. I think he missed 6 or 7 games, Joe, and he did a really good job against Cal State San Bernardino, and he's still not really healthy. He's still battling a wrist injury, and he's still battling a foot injury that he's trying to get over. But in his usual fashion, he's out there competing and trying to do what he could do to help us win games. Cam is a redshirt freshman, and we got such a lot of young talent in the program, whereas we've taken some lumps this year. And I think we'll be battle tested, and it'll be a great experience for those guys as we move forward in the future. Now, I don't make any excuses about the season. Obviously, the program is night and day from where we were at the beginning of the year because of the talent that we had in the program. But I'm excited about what the future holds and the young men that's going to be back in the program. Excited about the player Jaden. What people don't know is he was 1 rebound away in 3 different games from having a double-double as well. I expect Jaden to be an all-conference selection this year from the CCAA. I actually nominated him yesterday, but he's just been consistent across the board, and we got to continue to get him better and continue to get him to grow in areas of deficiency, and that will be a option of ours for all our players, especially this summer when we have him back here this summer, to get them ready and get them better as an individual. I always tell those guys, the better you become as a player, the better your team becomes. He puts in the work, he puts in the time, so I expect him to have continued success at this level.